Tanzania signs 6 308 billion shilling projects with the EU. All councils in the country banned from changing land use in open spaces without the Ministry of Land's approval. And in sports, Namungo FC have said they went through tough times during the 3-day detention in Angola. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's start things off with the national news. The government of Tanzania signed 6 project agreements to be funded by the European Union worth 308 billion shillings, with the projects focused on various sectors, including improvement of energy and improvement of plant health services, so as to increase food production, with Tanzania already having received 6.6 trillion shillings from the EU since 1975.
Fedha hizi zimekuwa chachu ya maendeleo katika maeneo mbalimbali ikiwa ni pamoja na sekta ya uchumi, uboreshaji wa sera mbalimbali, miundombinu ya barabara, viwanja vya ndege, nishati, kilimo pamoja na mazingira na mabadiliko ya tabia nchi. Misaada inayotolewa na Umoja
programs have been conceived, discussed, studied and now will be implemented together with you. So this is European Union money as a grant, but this is our joint work. And so this is what is important, to create these links that we have in order to work together for objectives in which we believe very much.
At
the moment, there is an agenda to reach an industrialized economy by 2025. In order to do so, it is right to improve business environment.
Kuboresha mazingira ya biashara.
And the Ministry of Land, Housing, Human Settlement Development, William Lukuvi, has banned all councils in the country, including Kinondoni Council, from engaging in construction activities or changing land use in open spaces without involving the Ministry of Lands and other relevant institutions.
Rais anakataa, nyie mupo. Mimi nimekuja hapa nimefukuza na watu, nyie mupo hapa hapa. Why Coco Beach?
Why Coco Beach? If it is left as it is, does it bother you? There is definitely someone behind this. There are 4 plots of land and you've not been able to manage.
Ya fukwe, maeneo ya visiwa, maeneo ya vilima kwa ajili ya uendelezaji yanagawiwa.
Coastal areas and islands for development are issued by the National Land Allocation Committee only because these are investment areas.
Kiongozi wa manispaa Kinondoni akiwemo mkuu wa wilaya hiyo Daniel Chongolo pamoja na mstahiki meya.
There must be a system to check and balance. If I had not passed here 2 days ago, I would not have known that this is happening.
Sisi ni watoto wa serikali. Yote tunayoyafanya tunayafanya kwa niaba ya serikali.
Everything we do on behalf of the government, and if we did wrong, we must rectify our mistake.
Yeah, lakini mimi nabeba hiyo dhamana.
Farmers in Kiteto District, Manyara region have asked the government to intervene in a dispute between farmers and livestock keepers after livestock keepers from the Maasai community destroyed 9,000 hectares of maize farms by taking their livestock into them.
Ndugu Mheshimiwa Rais, tunaomba serikali kuu ituone sisi wamama tunavyoteseka huku mapolini.
We're calling on Honorable President to help women who are suffering in bushes. We're taking loans to cultivate crops. Where shall we go?
Mashamba yetu hivi sasa hivi ninavyoongea hapa yameteketea yote.
All our farms have been burnt down. Our families are left with no food. We have nowhere to go. Residents of Kiteto are suffering, and we have been suffering for a long time.
Jamani, mtusaidie ndugu zangu. Heka zilizolishwa hapa ni heka 9,600.
Destroyed, with 173 farmers affected. We are pleading to Honorable President to intervene in this matter. Farmers are good taxpayers. and we contribute largely to the economy of our country. Kiteto district is practicing proper land uses. Land has been properly divided for farming and livestock keeping activities. Since October last year, announcements were made for everybody to respect boundaries set. Also, the regional commissioner asked farmers who have cultivated on livestock keeping land, they had legal departments to present their matters in his office. Unfortunately, no one has showed up.
The Minister of Agriculture, Professor Adolf Mkenda, has expressed dissatisfaction and disappointment in reports alleging that over 350 tons of sugarcane belonging to small-scale farmers of the crop in River Kilombero Valley were not sold, despite the government's reoccurring sugar shortage, forcing it to order 40,000 tons from outside the country.
Produced doesn't get sold. And statistics show sugarcane that doesn't get sold is approximately 360,000 tons left on the farm, to road equivalent to 35,000 tons of sugar.
Wezi kula miwa yote tunayolima. Ndio maana miwa mingi inatupwa. Kwa sababu kiwanda kina miwa michache, sisi tuna miwa mingi.
The factory cannot take all the sugarcane we produce. This is why a lot of sugar is wasted.
Tunataka 60% of the cane itatoka kwa wakulima wadogo na
60% of sugarcane to come from small farmers. And the factory will produce 40%.
ya biashara yetu.
The President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has led hundreds of citizens in the burial of famous politician Dr. Mohammed Saif Khatib that were held in his village at Umbuji in South Unguja.
wa jumuiya ya vijana CCM Taifa.
He was the chairperson of CCM Youth Community from 1978 to 82, CCM Secretary General of the National CCM Youth Community from 1982 to 88. He also held various positions in the government. From the books he has written, it clearly shows how he promoted our language. What he was left us with is to honor and use Kiswahili in literature, because he was convinced that proper use of Kiswahili will produce a better society.
Kupitia Kiswahili kizuri, Kiswahili sanifu, basi jamii itapata habari zilizo bora kuliko ambavyo ilikuwa inatarajiwa hapo au kuliko.
Residents of various wards joining Simanjiro districts in Manyara and Mwanga and Kilimanjaro regions have asked the government to build a bridge that will enable them to travel to neighboring districts, as during rainy periods students are unable to go to school and other social and economic activities come to a standstill.
Haya maji yanatoka huku, ina maana mvua zinaponyesha kubwa, maji si yana.
When it rains, some water runs to the dam, and once the dam overflows, excess water runs out of the dam, causing the roads to become impassable, forcing residents and animals to use canoes. We pay up to 5,000 shillings as transport fee to cross over from morning to 6 p.m. calling on the government.
Na sio hapa tu panasumbua, hata upande wa pili mswatembo pale.
Sunshine Transport Company in Dar es Salaam has today been fined 1 million shillings by Tarura Kinondoni for destruction of the Avocado Road in Kawe, Dar es Salaam, after using the road with a vehicle weighing more than the permit allows.
Hii barabara ikusharibika, sema tu imechimbuka, lakini ikusharibika toka muda mrefu, unaona.
This road has been damaged for a very long time. As you see, it is already marked.
Mwita huyo mtu atakuja atajuana. Haiwezekana kajieleza akaenda Tarura wakamuelewa. Cha msingi tuende hadi ya serikali. Ni lazima liende kwa sababu tumepata gari.
Shukuru kwa mambo kama haya yalikuwa toka muda mrefu.
We are grateful this has been going on for a long time, but we are thankful that ITV is making a follow-up on such incidences.
That's all for the national news. International news is next. In international news, 5 people have now died from Ebola in Guinea as the government launched an urgent contact tracing search after the disease's latest reappearance. Guinea announced the outbreak on Saturday, the first in West Africa since a 2013-2016 epidemic that left more than 11,300 dead in Guinea, Liberia and Sierra Leone. The country's health agency says 2 more people have tested positive, while another 10 are showing symptoms. And Busia and West Pokot counties in Kenya have passed the Building Bridges Initiative constitutional amendment bill. The 2 counties become the 4th and 5th counties after Siaya, Kisumu and Homa Bay counties to pass the bill on Tuesday.
Nimepitisha BBI report. Na mimi kama speaker kwa niaba hao waheshimiwa hapa na bunge la Busia, kazi yangu ni kutuma certificate katika speaker wa Senate na speaker wa National Assembly na idhibitisho ya kwamba watu wa Busia wameongea.
Citizens in the Democratic Republic of Congo have urged the newly appointed Prime Minister to ensure peace prevails in eastern Congo and to improve the lives of the people. On Monday, President Felix Tshisekedi named Sama Lukonge Kyenge as the Director General of Geka Mines and ally of the President as the new Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Na ile ambayo tunaomba aweze kuwateua 50% ya wanawake katika uongozi wake.
That's all for the international news. We'll be back with business news after this short break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and now in business news. Cement manufacturing company Dangote in Mtwara region has said that it has increased production as from January of this year following commencement of the use of gas. The company has also refuted claims that it plans to stop production and close the cement plant.
Tons of cement that we are pushing into the market every day since we stabilized our power plant.
More than tons of cement that we are pushing into the market every day since we stabilized our power plant. Dangote has no plans of leaving Tanzania. provide more than 140 cars, equivalent to 4,500 up to 4,700 tons.
And tobacco farmers in Kahama District, Shinyanga region have urged Kahama Cooperative Union to buy tobacco from them so as to address challenges caused by delayed payments from companies that have bought the crop on loan.
We had a lot of trouble. The tobacco that was in the contract could be bought from a farmer who sold 1,608 and got 9 million sales. After the sale, our part was able to repay the loans with all the costs 100% and make profit and pay all the farmers. The mandate of our government is to revive and develop all the industries that were not functioning.
Tanzania Revenue Authority in Mbeya region is implementing a door-to-door taxpayer education campaign, with the regional commissioner calling on entrepreneurs to cooperate with the Revenue Authority so as to increase compliance and revenue in the region.
This month up to the third month, we are making estimates of the new year that we have begun. I urge you to arrive in time so that you can pay tax on time. I commend taxpayers who follow the law and pay on time.
Sisi tuchoe changamoto zetu kwamba tunakumbana na nini kwenye biashara zetu.
Share with you our challenges that we face when paying taxes in order to reduce the anger of the people in the whole process of tax collection.
Usifichame wanapokuja, fungua duka lako wanapokuja.
Do not hide when they come. Open your shop, do not close, and the time when they come, give them the sales receipt. By doing so, you will be helping Tanzania Revenue Authority to collect legitimate money that you as a trader is just an agent.
That's all for Business News. Sports is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Joaquinho, he did lose and left.
And now in sports. Namungo FC have openly claimed they went through tough times during their 3 days detention in Angola after their CAF Confederation Cup fixture against Primeiro de Agosto was cancelled.
Winners had travelled to Angola to play their first leg of the CAF Confederations Cup against Primeiro de Agosto, but the game, which was set for Sunday, was called off by CAF after the Angolan authorities ordered all Namungo players to self-quarantine owing to the COVID-19 pandemic. With the game being cancelled, Namungo's efforts to return home were also thwarted by Angolan authorities, forcing the team to spend the whole of Sunday at the airport in Angola, and they were later ordered to return to the hotel, with reports emerging 3 of their players and 1 official had tested positive for COVID-19. Angolan authorities finally allowed the team to travel on Monday night. They've already landed in Tanzania, but without 3 players and 1 official who were detained to undergo mandatory self-quarantine.
And Simba Sports Club striker Chris Moghalu has outlined 2 reasons why he has always scored against AS Vita Club whenever he plays against them. Here's more.
Was on target as the Msimbazi Giants picked up a 1-0 win against Vita Club in a Group A CAF Champions League fixture on Saturday. It has now emerged Moghalu has managed to score against Vita Club with 3 different clubs: Simba, Lusaka Dynamos of Zambia and FC Lupopo of Congo, a feat he has tried to explain. Moghalu said his desire to play for the DR Congo national team, which is currently being coached by Florentine Ibenge, who turns out to be the current coach for AS Vita, has always pushed him to score against them so he can impress him for a national team call-up.
Ghanaian coach Abdul Karim Zito, who had set sights on 3 points as they opened the 2021 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations campaign against Tanzania earlier tonight, has succeeded in doing so with a 4-0 win against Tanzania.
The Black Satellites are set to take on the East African side at Stade Municipal de Nouadhibou in a Group C opener. Ghana qualified for the championship by reaching the final of the WAFU Zone B Cup of Nations in Benin, where they ultimately won the cup. After the Tanzania opener, Ghana will take on Morocco on Friday before wrapping up the first round with a clash with Gambia on February 22nd.
The Champions League is an obsession, Mauricio Pochettino said as he prepares to lead Paris Saint-Germain in the competition for the first time against the team he was offered the chance to manage in January 2020 and the player he still might coach next season. Here are more details to the story.
The England forward was handed a start after Tuchel was impressed with his performance against Barnsley in the FA Cup, but his evening lasted only 20 minutes. After going down with an ankle problem, Abraham, Chelsea's top scorer this season with 12 goals, was treated on the field but could not continue and was replaced by Olivier Giroud. Abraham went in pursuit of a through ball, but the retreating Jamal Lascelles got back to make an excellent saving tackle. In making the challenge, Lascelles got the ball but caught Abraham with his follow-through. Having been on the stretch, Abraham fell awkwardly and immediately clashed his ankle and looked in pain.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, my name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.
You can watch Capital News live on our social media accounts, YouTube Capital TV and Facebook Capital Television Tanzania from Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. Don't forget to subscribe and put notification on.
My face, the way I move, all of these can be turned into unique biometrics and be used to identify me. For example, for making online payments. But how secure is this technology really? Today on Shift. When I wait at this bar, a system registers my face and lets the barman know which customer is next in line. I've never found my face more useful. I use my fingerprint to unlock my phone. And to get access to this high-security area, a computer first needs to scan my body movements. Biometrics are increasingly replacing typical passwords and access keys. For example,
biometric systems can recognize a person's specific physical attributes, their fingerprints, facial features, iris, or retina. The technology is already used around the world by the Somali army, Indian doctors, and for authenticating patients for important drugs, or for online banking on smartphones. There are even systems that look under your skin, so to speak, such as infrared scanners that are used in vein matching. Oxygen-poor blood in veins absorbs more infrared light than surrounding tissue, so that vein patterns can be matched. Scientists are currently developing technology that can recognize a person on the basis of their heartbeat. Others are working on identifying a person by their brainwaves.
Sounds like biometrics are super practical. I no longer need those endless. Or is there a catch? We talked to Professor Christoph Meinl to find out.